everybody, I'm Rusty Nelson and welcome to my gallery here in Kennett Square. And I have got a video today on a printing program that I've been using for about 5-6 months. And I started using the program after I got my PRO-1000. Reason being is I was having such a problem with the layout and the ease of use of the layout program that Canon uses. And somebody from one of the printing manufacturers actually suggested the program and said, hey, a lot of us use this program just because it's so easy and it's got a lot of great features. So I started using it. And recently, the owners of Qimage supplied me with a page that if you're watching these videos, I'll put the link down below, you will get an additional discount on the program. Now this isn't only a discount on the program, but it's also an additional discount, even if it's on sale, if you go through that page. There is a 2-week free trial, but if you go back through the link down below, if it's still there, then you'll get an additional discount. If it's not still there, I'm sorry, that means it's not being offered any longer. But if you subscribe, follow the little guide down below and go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell. You'll be notified of the other videos I'm going to do, such as like storm chasing this summer. I'm a storm chasing guide, and a bunch of other videos. I'm a certified expert with Adobe and Lightroom, so I'm going to start doing some of those. That a lot of them deal with printing. And I will put, once I'm done the longer version of this, up top somewhere, wherever it goes, the link to the longer version, and you guys can check that out. So if that's up there, you'll get notified, and if you see it up there, go ahead and click over to it. But this program, if you're somebody that knows what one of these is, a color target, this printing program is still going to help you out as it did me. Even if you don't know what one of those, it's especially going to help you out, because I know that there's some troubling areas in there in color management and resizing. Well, this has probably got the answer for all of that. Not only that, I'm going to explain the difference between Qimage One and Qimage Ultimate real briefly. And speaking of briefly, let's get back to the computer so I can get started on that. Let's get started. Here we go. Qimage One and Qimage Ultimate. There are two programs. What is the difference? Qimage Ultimate was the first one out of the chute, and it's been around for over 20-some years. It is made specifically for Windows. It not only has a printing program, software dedicated to printing in it, it also has an editing suite. So that's Qimage Ultimate. Qimage One is made for Mac and Windows. So either way on that one. Qimage Ultimate, only Windows. Qimage One is dedicated more to just printing. There is not as many switches and dials on it, and it is dedicated primarily to printing. With that said, Qimage One will definitely take care of most of your needs and a lot of the, I'll call it, automatic features and guiding features of printing. So let's take a look first at Qimage One. Now, everything on Qimage One is on Qimage Ultimate also. We will jump over to Qimage Ultimate before we get off of here. Really quick, the UIs are pretty much the same. Let me get me off of here. The UIs are pretty much the same. On the left-hand side is where your images are brought in. In the center is the live view where you actually see your paper and your page. So your paper is the size of your media, and your page is actually, you may be able to see it or not. There's like a little border that goes around. Well, that's actually signifying the printed area. The key thing about this is that it is WYSIWYG. In other words, what you see is what you get. So when you drop an image in here, it's exactly what you're going to get. And that is why you see the border around the paper, because it is a non-printable area. On the right-hand side, you have printers and settings. This is where all your color management and your printer settings go, and where Qimage talks to your driver. So you're seeing a lot of information here that is derived directly from the driver. And this is really key because it will tell you as you do different things, hey, this is not right. It'll put up an explanation. So it'll help you along because it is talking to your individual driver all the time. The next tab over here is for the prints. So the theory behind Qimage is you select an image over here on the left-hand side, and then you do something to it. So let's take this image real quick right here. This is a smaller iPhone image, and when we click on it, look over here on the right, and the blue will automatically tell you what is a perfect size for this image. When I say perfect, means there is no cropping. There is an automatic cropping feature down here with Qimage that will automatically crop an image. So if we put an 8x12 rendition of this onto the page, this program is so informative, it tells you about everything it's doing and kind of helps you along. So you can see the information when you hover over it that, and I'll bring it up again, it is an 8x12, it's 157 ppi at this size. And it even gives you an idea that, hey, this is okay, this is good at this size. Now, the thing is you can come in and resize any image the way you want to. Now, what I did is I clicked IntelliCenter down here. So on Qimage One, there's IntelliCenter, IntelliSpace, and IntelliCut. They basically place the image on the page in a specific manner. So IntelliCenter places it right on the center, kind of self-explanatory. And I'm going to rotate the image, and now you can see exactly what you would see on the page. If you selected IntelliSpace, it'll move it up so that if you placed another image, it starts to space it out. There's also IntelliCut, which will space the images so the images are in the most efficient manner on the page. There is also freehand down here, so you can freely space them all around the page, and also freehand it and put it on top of another image. You can also do that, and you can change the order of them. The key thing to remember that's really exciting about this is that you've brought the image in the way you've edited it, and it's sitting in Qimage. Now, anything you do after that, such as resizing, Qimage works off that. You don't have to worry about upresing. So in other words, if I take this image and I increase the size of it, it automatically applies its algorithms to increase the size of the image. So you don't have to worry about creating another file or exactly what your resolution is as you make the image larger on the page. Let's click out of these real quick and jump over to see the printers and settings. This is another area where Qimage really shines, and this is going to really help the people, not only the experienced printer, but also the novice printer, in helping you set up your drivers so that you get exactly what you're looking for. And a lot of information on Qimage is also shown to you in text as you hover over different things. And when something's wrong, it'll also help you out. The first line is simply your monitor profile. Next, you select the driver. So there's multiple drivers in here. You select the driver you want to use, and it'll automatically pull up the paper that you were using the last time. This is the page size that I was using, but there's multiple sizes, and in Qimage and Qimage Ultimate, you can select a custom size if you want. And we'll see that in a second when we jump over to Ultimate to look at the roll feature, which is also on Qimage One. I get excited about that feature because that's exactly why I came over to Qimage. Your source feed is read off of your driver. If you come over and you want to select your driver, say this wasn't in there right away, you can just hit Suggest Profiles, and Qimage automatically brings up what it thinks is the proper profile. And you can see right here, Photo Paper plus Glossy, Photo Paper plus Glossy 2. And Glossy 2 is exactly what we're using. You click on that, open it, and boom, there you go. Now in this section, you can pick perceptual and relative. Now I want to talk about something. I don't know whether this is in Qimage One, but it is in Qimage Ultimate. It has actually got an AI, artificial intelligence, I would call it, that will automatically select which is the best option for you, perceptual or relative. It just came out as I was making this video. perceptual and relative, it will automatically select, but you can proof it in either one. So we'll just leave it at perceptual this time and move on. Properties, you can go ahead and select right on properties and it brings up your driver. Now notice, it is got amazing text all over the place and it'll guide you through things. Jumping through this really quick. Main tab, it wants you to jump over to the main tab. Open up matching, manual, set. And we go, it says matching, and from the list, select none. So it is walking you through what selections you need to have. This will come up green and tell you that you have verified those selections. So it really helps you from double profiling. In fact, almost eliminates it. Here's another thing, print resolution. It will automatically take care of that. The great thing is their algorithm, which they call Fusion in Qimage One and Qimage Ultimate, is really a great algorithm. I mean, just does a great job at up-resing. And also, here's the other thing. There's selections that most people don't make. When you down-res, when you make an image smaller, it will also help you out and do that. Sharpening, it has a proprietary sharpening algorithm that is pretty much unrivaled. I mean, it is going to do some great sharpening. I'm going to jump over to Qimage Ultimate now and cover a few things. And most of these things that we're going to see are also in Qimage One, but I want to cover a few things in Qimage Ultimate so you can kind of see the layout is exactly the same. And right away you can see there is a difference in the amount of buttons over here. So in other words, in the interpolation, in Qimage Ultimate, there's a way to select the interpolation type. Also on Qimage Ultimate, you'll see a bunch of these little tiny V's down there which take you to individual videos, kind of an informational library. I have my PRO-1000, which is a 44-inch wide format printer. Here is, in the live view, the roll. Remember, take the image that you want to work with. Let's place two 24 by 36 images on this roll. Drop down to the bottom and you have IntelliCenter, IntelliSpace, IntelliCut on here, but you also have much more of a selection with Qimage Ultimate. Let's just take IntelliSpace. So what it's going to do is space them out on the roll itself in an efficient manner. Let's add in one more at a different size and we'll just select 16 by 24. And if we want to drop in another image down here, rotate it to the right. If you click on auto roll, it automatically cuts the roll efficiently. But suppose right now I don't want this image in here anymore. Just go ahead and click out of it, and it automatically changes the size of the roll. This is a great feature. Clicking on this little tool area over here, you normally would select perceptual, relative, colorimetric, or saturation absolute, but there's also now a selection auto. So it will automatically go in, look at your image, and determine whether it's better to select perceptual or relative. I don't know of any other program that's got anything like that. That's pretty cool. Did you ever wonder why there's not a program that can automatically schedule when you're away, kind of like keeping track of your cat or dog? Well, it just so happens Qimage has got it, so let's take a look at that right now. Just go up to Folder, select Print, Purge, Unclog Jobs, and up comes a page that will let you not just print out the purge sheet, but will allow you, when your printer and computer is on, to schedule a purge sheet when you're not there in the future. Not only that, if you're only having a problem, you can go ahead and do a purge sheet right now by just selecting a color. Suppose you're having a problem with blue. Just select blue. That way you don't waste all the other inks. And once again, if you want to learn more about that specific area, you can click on the V and it will take you to a video pertaining to the purge sheet. And speaking of videos, this one's going to end right now, and I think it's even like 15 minutes long as it is. But there's so much in this program, it's so hard to even talk about it without just rambling on. Anyway, please put your comments down below. If you've used the program before, I promise you the people that make the program listen to you and they add things in all the time. subscribe. It really helps out. And remember, the camera is also your best excuse for adventure. So get the camera, get out the door, and go have some fun with it. Anyway, till next time, keep on shooting.